Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Ophiuchus, I tried to get this done a little earlier today, and instead it was supposed to come out now. So here we go. Ophiuchus, let's take a look at what is the message for November. What's the vibe? Harmony and healing. Fantastic. By the way, Ophiuchus is the only zodiac that got two cards for the vibration. So that's actually really awesome. Balance, peace, happiness, self care, introspection, meditation. If that's going to be the energy moving through November, I would say amen to that. This looks like it could be a very beautiful, very peaceful, very empowering time. Um, it just kind of gives this vibe that either we're surrounding ourselves with people that bring in that kind of vibration, or we're separating ourselves off from people that don't foster that kind of vibration. Queen of Cups, Six of Pentacles. It's actually possibly going to be a month of kindred spirits and soulmates. That Six of Pentacles says there's equality all throughout the month of November for Ophiuchus. Maybe Ophiuchus is actually going to be connecting to somebody that they're like, wow, this person and I, we just vibe. We got this feeling, we got this kind of energy between us. I'm feeling like they get me. I'm feeling like I can bounce dreams and ideas and hopes and wishes off of somebody. And it feels nice for sure. It feels like we may have more time for music, and it may be like more time to spend with people that are just really resonating in the same energy that we want to be in, which is to create peace, to create, healing instead of drama and trauma. So that is an amazing energy to bring in through the month of November. There's something about dreams and wishes here as well. Four of Wands. I really think that Ophiuchus is going to start to see some significant improvements in their life as a whole, feeling more balanced, feeling like they're interacting with others in a really lovely way. How would I say this? I think Ophiuchus is going to be experiencing greater balance between themselves and another person or another organization or structure that is on the same wavelength. I too want to contribute to building a happy home. I'm wondering if Ophiuchus is going to sit down and have a little dialogue with, if they're married or if they have a partner. It's like, babe, can we make sure that, we keep our house like that place where we feel safe, where we cleanse from all of the outside stuff. I mean, this could be hey, let's make sure that we have a time where we don't pick up our phones at all when we're together. We don't watch the news after a certain time. We can get a dose of it to stay up on things, but we're not going to sit around and talk about only that. We're not going to sit around and talk only about, the crappy things that have happened during a day. It feels like creating because I always think of the Four of Wands as either a table or a box. And I'm picturing somebody has a box and they're like, this is our safety zone. This is how we maintain harmony and balance, is that we have to be able to say, this is the safety zone where we don't bring in the negativity. So again, it's not somebody who's putting their head in the sand like an ostrich. It's just saying, I'm going to make sure that we actually have a place where we can decompress. And I feel like this is going to be applied to relationships. On that note, let's take a look at the topic of love for this month. We have a Knight of Wands. We have an Eight of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We could have lovers finding their way back to each other. We could have, obviously, a more adventurous divine feminine who's getting somebody out of a rut. I'm wondering if either Ophiuchus is going to be a real balm to somebody and say, babe, look, life has lots of problems, of course, but you know what? We are still here and we're alive. And so let's totally enjoy. Let's enjoy the kisses, the hugs. Let's enjoy, the physicality of life. Let's be passionate. This is actually the time that we're supposed to be here and be alive in this timeline. So I don't want to waste it. I almost feel like Ophiuchus is going to be so much more outgoing when it comes to romance. They may initiate more romantic interludes, but I'm hearing that song by OK Go. I think it's just called This. But honey, it just don't get better than this. And it's just kind of right now is what we got. So let's live it up. We have the Justice card. We have that Five of Pentacles. It almost seems like in the context of love, Ophiuchus is I am throwing off the mantle of every sad, unhappy relationship I've had in the past. I don't care anymore. I don't care about the sad, unhappies. I want a good life now. I want to blossom and grow. I want to have a great time. I want to go ahead and get to the point where I have success, Who cares about the people who've done me wrong? I'm not going to miss out on a chance that somebody might do me right. And so I'm going to make the first move towards somebody. We've all been hurt before, but that is just so, like, it's the time to throw away the past hurts in the month of November so that we can live in the present and be happy. I feel like Ophiuchus is really taking that to heart and is just going for it. They feel, I don't know, I really love it. 3 of Wands, Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I really think that if there's one thing Ophiuchus is not going to talk about, it's what's already happened. They're all about the future. I don't want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the next 3 days, the next 3 weeks, the next 3 months. I want to build a brighter future. I don't want to live in a past. So when it comes to romance and relationships, I mean, this could also be Ophiuchus giving somebody like a pretty big pass and saying, babe, we're going to start over. I'm not holding anything against you. Let's just do this. Let's just be like, let's really start fresh. I think it's because Ophiuchus is fed up and frustrated with things that are traumatizing, things that are damaging, and they're like, I will be damned if that's what I'm going to keep experiencing. I'm focusing on my present and my future and only things that could, add value to my life. Kind of feels amazing. What's the biggest challenge in the month of November for Ophiuchus? 2 of Wands. There could be some decisions to make. One in particular about a career path could be a challenge. Queen of Cups again. It's about, do I do something that like makes money and is sensible, or do I do something that I love and that is a dream of mine? If the challenge is that I feel like I have to pick one or the other, I always think that queens are very good at multitasking. Sometimes we don't pick one or the other. Sometimes we say, I'm going to give some space to what my dream is, but I'll still be able to continue on with the things that I also must accomplish. I just kind of feel like it's a matter of juggling, how do I do both? And on this little clipboard, we have I think this is Boss Babe down here written on that clipboard. I kind of think that Ophiuchus might be saying, now is the time for me to invest in one of my own dreams and goals. Do I go all in, or do I do a 50-50? And just because the 2 of Wands does make us look at, 2 completely different avenues, I would say it's a 50-50. Finding time can be difficult, but it feels like even if it begins with Ophiuchus saying, I'm going to let myself sit for every day for 15 minutes and start really putting together my business plan or my idea for the thing that I want to do that would be my own, idea, my own side hustle or whatever this is. It might start something like that, where it's not exactly 50-50, but any type of progress, making notes, writing down what our business plan is, putting things down on paper. So it starts to become not just something up here, but something that's more tangible. I feel like that's what Ophiuchus is going to be able to find time for. And that may not sound like much, but it's a lot, because Ophiuchus is taking their dreams and starting to speak them into existence, starting to write them down into existence. So I actually think it's really exciting. Okay, and then I want to take a look at any blessings coming in that Ophiuchus is either unaware of or that they wouldn't want to miss out on. We have a 3 of Swords. We have a 5 of Swords sideways. We have a 9 of Wands sideways. Okay, somebody is going through a major upheaval. And I'm not saying that yay, they deserved it. But I am saying that if somebody goes through a major upheaval in their life, this could be somebody that was pretty prickly before. They could be an air sign, maybe a fire sign, but mostly we see air here. There could be somebody that was always difficult for Ophiuchus to interact with, but as they go through maybe a major upheaval in their life, the blessing here is that this person might reach out to Ophiuchus and they might be a lot less prickly. They may start to value how important it is to heal things instead. Remember, this is a month that's dedicated to healing. Somebody, possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, is definitely not Ophiuchus, is going through a massive ending in their life. I mean, and it kind of fractures. Maybe they lose, something that they really thought they wanted, and it brings something into focus, and they go, you know what? I don't want to spend my life fighting with you. You're my sibling. I don't want to fight. Life is short, and if you love somebody but you've been mad at them, sometimes it's better not to keep holding on to the mad, but hold on to the love part instead. And it just feels like this is a blessing that comes, cloaked in a disguise because, we wouldn't wish anybody to have something unpleasant happen. I'm just saying that in this case, there's a blessing that comes because another person is enduring some kind of upheaval in their life, but it actually makes them kind of more amenable. Like they would rather have healing instead of conflict. And that might be a huge breakthrough. Can I just ask real quick, what might be the consequence of that if this is a blessing coming in? The Hermit. Yeah, I do. I think that this is I feel like this can be a relationship that becomes so much more important, so much better, so much more healed. I think that this person, they could be a Virgo, they may become a much wiser and calmer and kinder person as well. But we definitely see a change coming in. And it could even be like, oh my God, it's so great to have this person back in my life. They may be a little different, or maybe they're a little bit more spiritual now, or they show that they've changed. But that too could be like such a big, emotional lift. It's so great to see this person so different now. All right, universe, can we go ahead and take a look at what is the universe's message? We have a 2 of sacred circles. I'm not even surprised, since this entire story, the entire month of November, seems like it's about balance, healing. We see relationships getting better. We see Ophiuchus being determined to look toward happiness and future energy. We see, some caustic, angry relationship possibly getting smoothed out. I'm not even surprised that the universe's big message here is the things that we are circling back around to, or gravitating toward, or facing in the month of November are the things that are maybe supposed to get worked out, supposed to be back in Ophiuchus's flow. So this could represent maybe lots of relationships that have had their ups and downs, but right now we're going to come into a place of harmony. It's a time to bring resources back together, bring family back together, heal rifts, because it's almost saying we're all going to need each other. We do need each other. We're stronger together when we're not at odds with each other. But it really says that this is kind of, I'm going to say only the things that really are meant to be in Ophiuchus' life will probably be re-emerging in Ophiuchus' world. So there might be some people that don't show back up, and it's oh, that's a bummer. I guess they're not here for this round. And then there will be other people, maybe it's heavily the people that are the core group for Ophiuchus, that are really going to become more important throughout the month. But it just feels like stuff comes back around, things that actually add value and balance for Ophiuchus. You know what? I absolutely loved this one. I like the gentleness in this. I like the patience in this. I like the fact that we have a lot of positivity. And I also love the fact that it's Ophiuchus driving that positivity forward. It feels like it's an Ophiuchus who is consciously saying, this month, I choose healing and harmony. This month, I choose, something that could be much better and kinder. That's what I'm going to go ahead and choose this month. So very beautiful. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Lots of love to each and every one of you. And I will see you guys again throughout this week. All right, bye for now.